I'm Brad Smith, designer of NATO Air Commander from Holland's Field Games. You're watching No Enemies Here, Wargaming News.
GMT and Mark Herman's The Peloponnesian War. This is a solo game, but Mark designed a two-player version. GMT's site is a little sparse on details here, so I'm going to give it to you as they say it, or as they show it. You get a nice mounted map. I think you get two counter sheets, and player aids, and a good time. Games that are in the works, not pre-orders, but I figured I'd show you them. Very interesting. Lock and Load Publishing, Rise and Decline of the Third Reich. What you get with this game are, this is a card game, 75 Allied player deck, 70 plus Axis player deck, 50 support player decks, a rule book, and a box and a lid. Operation Thunderclap, the 6th Army's Last Chance. This game are 2 maps, 2 counter sheets, 1 game manual, a player aid card, and 2 D6. Evolution Games, Kernstown, The American Civil War, Volume Number 4. There is the first Kernstown, March 23rd, 1862, and the second Kernstown, July 24th, 1864. Designed by Claude Whalen using Herman Luttman's Blind Sword chit pull system. What you get with this game is a 22 by 34 inch Rick Barber design map, 2 5/8 of an inch counter sheets, a rule booklet, 5 charts and player aids, box or Ziploc bag, and 2 dice. This Games, New Directions in Gaming. The Doomsday Project, Episode 1, The Battle for Germany. The Doomsday Project is a sub-series of the operational scale system featuring wars that never happened. Complexity is 5 out of 10, solitaire suitability is 8 out of 10, the time scale 1 day per turn, the unit scale, divisional, brigade, and regiments. This is a 1 to 2 player game and it includes 4 scenarios. And what you get with this game are 3 maps at 22 by 34 inch, 4 counter sheets, 7 player aids, charts and displays, a rule book, 1 scenario book, 2 6-sided dice and 1 10-sided dice, and compasses, a box and a lid. Gregory M. Smith's Interceptor Ace Daylight Air Defense over Germany 1943 to 1944 is a solitaire tactical level game which places you in command of a German fighter during World War II. Suitability is 6 out of 10, solitaire suitability is 10 out of 10, this being a solitaire game. Time scale 3 to 4 days per turn, the map scale is abstracted. Unit scale are individual aircraft, individual weapon systems, individual electronic systems, specific crew members. This is a 1-player game, playing time 2 to 3 hours. And what you get with this game is 1 counter sheet of 9/16 inch counters, 15 aircraft display mats, 4 player aid cards at combat display mat, 2 bomber target maps, 1 pilot award display mat, 1 air operation display mat, 8 ace pilot cards, 60 combat cards, rule booklets, 1 log sheet, 2 6-sided die, 10-sided die, and a 20-sided die, and let us all say it together, a box and a lid. The itinerant hobbyist hasn't been around in a while. He's doing bolt action 15mm live play, the Brits against the Germans on D-Day. Professor Riccardo Masini on his Vlog 30 sul tavolo, on the table. He plays Issy 1815, Série Jour de Gloire. As Kevin Sharp would say it, bah, 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 bah. Productive Games is back from Origin. He's showing us a hidden gem, Air, Land, and Sea, a game designed by John Perry. Published by Arcane Wonders. Rob Orne of Rob's Tabletop World is at BGG Spring, where they met with Decision Games and talk about their latest title, Bleeding Kansas. The man famously known as Calandale, Enrico Viglino, is wrapping up and giving us a review of an old SPI game, Frederick the Great.
Hey guys, Dave here from the Centurions Review, the punk rock band of wargame review institutions. The first game we'll be reviewing on our website this week is The Creature That Ate Sheboygan from SBI. It's a game from about 40 years ago where there's giant monsters, kind of like Godzilla type monsters, giant flying turtles, King Kong type dudes, and giant robots and giant spiders all destroying the city of Sheboygan, destroying buildings, fighting the army, trying to kill civilians, and you got police there, helicopters and stuff. It's just fantastic. It's just pure fun. I love it. The first game we'll be doing a first look at on our YouTube channel is Battlesuit, man-to-man combat in the world of Ogre. It's essentially infantry combat in the world of Ogre where you're wearing powered armor suits and there's drones and stuff. It's really cool. It's the original version from the early 1980s. Steve Jackson is in the process of re-releasing the game. I think they just did a Kickstarter for it. So anyhow, I think you guys will enjoy the video. The next game we'll be doing a first look at is Battle Wagon from Task Force Games. It's a game with dreadnoughts and battleships all the way from 1906 to almost the modern time. So it has literally every battleship and every dreadnought ever made. It has stats for, and it has 13 scenarios, and of course there's the scenarios you'd really want, like the Bismarck and so forth. So looks like an excellent game. I look forward to trying it soon. The next game we'll be doing a first look at is Rippers, the Horror Wars. It's a Savage Worlds miniatures game. It doesn't require the role-playing game to play. It's an independent game. It's kind of like a Van Helsing-esque game, meaning it has the old monsters from the old monster movies like the Mummy, Frankenstein, and so forth. It's also got zombies, spell casting. They form factions and fight each other. Looks pretty cool. I hope to see you guys soon on our website and on our YouTube channel. Have a good evening.
And the gang at Little Wars TV has a fantastic video out of the largest war game ever played. There are 22,000 miniatures, 120 players for the Battle of Waterloo. And they also have another video out, 3D Printing for Wargamers Part 4, Basic Settings. Cody, the Discriminating Gamer, is live at Central Command of Academy Games with James, Gunther, and Uva. You know, I was gonna put this picture up, Cody and the guys at Academy Games, but Uva has to be a ham. Ruin it for that guy James. You know what I'm saying? It's all about Uva. Want to know what's happening on the big board? I'll tell you what's happening on the big board. Big man Kevin is checking out a short video he's giving us of Less Than 60 Miles. A game designed by Marco Cimino and Fabrizio Vianello. Wayne Hansen is reconning Revolution Games Poland Defiant, the German Invasion, September 1939. A game designed by Stefan Ekstrom, developed by Roger Miller, and published by Revolution Games. STUKAJOE is at Consim World and he's giving us a 11-minute overview of the day of June 22nd at Consim World Expo. STUKAJOE. Also, STUKAJOE interviews at Consim World Expo the designers of Sandstorm, Michael Arrighi, and Operation Bagration by Kurt Gillies. STUKAJOE has a video out on Death Ride Normandy, a monstrous monster game being played at Consim World. Oh! Of Mo's Game Table is unboxing Hearts and Minds from Compass Games, a game designed by John Paniski. Alexander of the Player's Aid is at Origin as interviewing Gunther Eichert with a new game called One Small Step, published by Academy Games. And Alexander is also unboxing Navios de Linea, Trafalgar 1805, ships of the line of Trafalgar 1805, from Trafalgar Editions. Alexander unboxes Onward Christian Soldiers, published by GMT, designed by Richard Berg. And for all you German-speaking people, Let's Play History has a few videos out on Fields of Glory Empires. Napoleon's Triumph is checking out Pericles, the Peloponnesian War, example of solo play, a game designed by Mark Herman, published by GMT. And he's also unboxing Command & Colors Medieval, a game designed by Richard Borg, published by GMT.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. I'm Chef Mac Lear, Grand Poobah of thegaminggang.com, as well as the host of The Daily Dope, which airs live Mondays through Friday at 7 p.m. Central, and that's on YouTube. Dan asked me to share what's on my schedule for a holiday-shortened week next week. So, this is what I've got cooking. On Monday's show, I will be reviewing Sorcerer from White Wizard Games. This is a bit of a departure for them, as opposed to their Hero Realms, Star Realms, epic card game, because it's a bit meatier in experience. Kind of give you an example on the back. I did an unboxing video for this about a week ago as well. So on Monday's show, I will be reviewing Sorcerer. Then on Tuesday's show, I will be unboxing and taking a first look at Ruby Combat Ready from Rooster Teeth and Arcane Wonders. Of course, this is based on the hit show. Kind of give you an idea what it looks like on the back. Looks like it's got some miniatures in here as well. One thing I do want to point out, those two shows are not set in stone, because it is possible that I may have a copy of the 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons Essentials kit, which I will unbox and take a first look at live either on Monday or Tuesday. It's supposed to be in the mail. You know how that works, right? The check's in the mail. So we'll find out. But I can say for certain on Wednesday's show, I will be reviewing Warfighter. This is the modern edition from Danverson Games. Give you a little hint. It's good stuff. It is another excellent solitaire system from Danverson Games. So I will be providing a bit of a how to play as well as reviewing Warfighter on Wednesday's show. Thursday the 4th, happy 4th of July, everybody. I will be off the 4th and the 5th, and of course, return on Monday of the following week. So there you have it. That's what's cooking on the Daily Dope, and I appreciate Dan giving me a moment, or a few moments, to tell you what's going on with my show. Back to Dan.
Ahoy mates, VOLKO here. Captain Dan has asked me back to spin a yarn for you about my design Hunt for Blackbeard, currently on GMT Games P500. I'm a wargamer, and I suspect many of you are too, and are probably asking yourselves, why would I be interested in a game about pirates? Everything is better with pirates, but where's the war in this game? In fact, Blackbeard met his demise in a naval battle, the Battle of Ocracoke, in November 1718. And this game, Hunt for Blackbeard, is about how that battle came about. How was it that Virginians in the Royal Navy were able to put together an expedition and sail into another colony, North Carolina, and find where Blackbeard was hiding on all these coves and shoals and islands, and defeat him? And so it's a game about information and intelligence with some warfare in it, if you will. We can think of intelligence as an essential part of warfare. We know that intelligence is very important to the outcome of military engagements, but in war games, it's a bit like logistics. It's there, but in most games, it's really abstracted out. Well, Hunt for Blackbeard turns that around. And the game is mostly about intelligence information with a little bit of combat in it as well. And here's how that works. On the main map of North Carolina, the hunters are just looking at a field of blue markers. And in that is information that they're trying to find about what Blackbeard is doing. Blackbeard is carrying out his business on his map over here behind a screen. And the hunters need to try to figure out where he is and how to equip their ships before they're able to send him down. Blackbeard, we would say, has the information advantage here. Both sides want to know where he is. He already knows where he is. And so it's the hunters who have to erode that information advantage by finding out more about Blackbeard. But actually, the hunters also have some information advantage because they get informants who are going to secretly allow them to spot Blackbeard's activities on the main board. And so if you're Blackbeard, you're trying to live your pirate's life and commit acts of piracy to achieve your mission for the game. You actually don't know how much do the hunters know and how well equipped are they, because they're putting cannon on their little civilian sloops and buying highfalutin ammo like chain shot, but all that's happening behind their screen. So who really does have the information advantage here? In addition, if you're the hunters, you can surveil a space, that is, put informants on it and watch it throughout a turn, so that if Blackbeard shows up there or passes through or is already there and leaves, you'll know. And so that starts to really erode the information advantage that you have as the Blackbeard player. Or does it? Because if the hunters surveil you, they're going to have to put a marker out on the main map, and they're going to have to show that they're watching your camp or town, or that they've seen where you are. And now you know as Blackbeard that your hunter opponent is interested in that space and knows whatever's happening there. And so now the hunters have given up a little bit of their information advantage by surveilling you. Or have they? Because why are they surveilling you? Is it because they want to jump on you if you're there? Or is it because they're trying to flush you out or deter you from going there because they have figured out that that's where you need to go to fulfill your mission? Well, you won't know until the end. But the good news is the end comes in 30 to 45 minutes. You can play all of this information cat and mouse back and forth and still have plenty of time in the same evening to play, say, one turn of Case Blue. Who can argue with that? If you want to know more about Hunt for Blackbeard, I hope you'll check out the P500 page at www.gmtgames.com, and from there you can link to some after-action reports that show the blow-by-blow of play on Inside GMT, or to an excellent preview video by STUKAJOE about what the game looks like, at least in terms of its playtest art and how the components fit together, or a series of questions and answers about the design of the game on the Player's Aid blog. So hope you'll give it a consideration, put the grog back in Grognard, and put your mark on a P500 order, because if we don't get enough of you to do that, GMT is not going to ship this cargo out. Thanks for joining.
Games Old School Tactical Volume 3, The Pacific Theater. The game includes 4 sheets of unit, weapon, vehicle, and condition counters, a large 30 by 41 inch mounted game map, 18 luck cards, 16 scenarios, player aid cards, color rulebook, of course dice, and a massive box and a lid. Mauro FAINA and his Gianni Zero podcast, episode 74, Epic Battle Project. We all couldn't have been at Consum World, though. I wish I could have been. But you know what? Let's live vicariously through a few people. Harold Buchanan sent me a few pics, and he will continue to send me a few pics. And Cisco Surrett on BGG. Check it out. Awesome. Another week, another show. Thank you to Harold Buchanan, STUKAJOE, Cisco Surrett on BGG. Check out his picks, they're incredible. I only put half, less than half, of his Consum World picks. And thanks to Will Burton for being my new supporter. Please think of becoming a supporter. And you know what? I love doing this stuff. And I'll see you next week. Have a good one.
Lieutenant Dan is my friend, and I sure am grateful. Lieutenant Dan has asked me to talk to you today about a game called Fire in the Lake that I designed with my other friend, Mark Herman.
You know, the show might be, what, 30, 35 minutes long? But it doesn't take me 35 minutes to make this. Nah. And for all you German-speaking people, Let's Play History has a few video... And for all you German peeps... And for all you German-speaking people, Let's Play History has a few videos of Fields of Glory. There you go. Eh?